Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful Wednesday evening where we are very, very blessed and honored to have Christian Dorner with us this evening. And I'm sure he's going to give us lots of exciting news and wonderful inspiration and just make us so happy that we've chosen Lifewave for our future.
Cool. So just so that you know, Christian, there's people of several teams here. There's Candice, who's team managers and beyond. She's powering that team. And there's a lot of excitement going on there. There's Merle Westcott, who you've met. And Des. Hi, Des. How are you? I can see you. I'm going to lose my hat now. Because it was the Cape Town hat. And Merle's team is called Abundance, and Sandy is joining us. She's part of the 333 team, but we've been working on a name for her team. I don't know if you want to say what it is, Sandy, if you've finally decided.
We're probably going to call it Light Leaders. I'm changing the name. I want to be light and attract, and I wanted light in the name. Thank you, George.
Thank you. So the idea with this call is that for everybody else on the call is for you guys to meet Christian. We, as you all know, we have the first corporate event in Johannesburg on the 6th, 7th of December. Some of you may know that we're going to also do an event on November the 29th in Cape Town, and apparently it's almost full, the room, so that's great with 100. Deb Jardine is going to see if she can make the room bigger. We also have a little thing that one can announce, because I asked Christian and he said yes. So if you bring guests, and any of the guests who sign up in core or above in Cape Town will get a free sleeve of. I'm not sure which one it is yet. I've got to clarify that with, and how that will work with Alex, who's now somewhere on the other side of the planet in Tahiti with his family. So I wanted to do this call so that this event is not, I think I should say this at the beginning, this event is not the official opening of Lifewave in South Africa. Christian will talk about that, but this event happened because we were having, Merle was there, and we were in London with a meeting with all the South African leaders, and Christian and Claudia Hartneck and other corporate people. And in that conversation, it came up, can we do something before Christmas? And Christian said, yeah, I could go. Looked at his diary. I could go on the 7th of December or 6th, 7th of December. I could go that weekend. And that's kind of, well, that's exactly how it started, just with a conversation, and it's led to what's going to be happening, and it's led to this call. So with all that said, Christian, I'd love you to tell us a little bit who you are, where you're coming from, why you're here, why Lifewave, and then I'm sure I'll have some questions, and anybody else has questions that they want, we can ask you in the chat, but I'll kind of filter them, and it may be that Merle or Candice or Sandy as well will ask questions directly to you. And welcome, sir. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, George, and thank you everyone for being on the call. It's a great pleasure meeting you, and actually what a great opportunity before we see each other, hopefully, in Johannesburg very, very soon. It's always, you know, for me, one of the biggest pleasures to be where you are. Actually, I've been working a lot in the office and in the home office, but for me, the life in our business begins when I meet you, and sharing inspiration for me is one of the biggest pleasures of this business. What a great opportunity to get to know each other a bit, or that you learn a bit about myself, where I'm coming from. You know, I'm now with Lifewave about 6 months. I joined the team 6 months ago. It feels like 6 years, I have to tell you. It's been a ride. I've been around the world. I've been in so many events, and now coming back from the biggest convention I've seen ever in my life, and being really blown away of this incredible company, which is another, I think, another long chapter in my life. I'm in this industry for a long time already, actually all my business life. And I started in Tupperware. If you know Tupperware, it's actually, it was very, very strong in South Africa as well. And this is where I got my first connection to South Africa and South African leaders, and the power and energy that lives in this amazing country. I started there in corporate, and I spent like 15 years in this company, growing through the company, a lot of countries and managing areas and everything. And this is actually, you know, where I found my love for this beautiful business. Actually, you cannot be in this business doing a corporate career without being supported at home. I have a wonderful wife who actually I met in Tupperware. She was also part of this company, and I just married her from the spot. And having somebody there who understands what we are doing, because actually I'm all the time, most of the time I'm on the road and traveling a lot, and having somebody who understands how important the personal contact is in our business is something very, very valuable. And now I'm flying to South Africa, and it's like, it's in Germany, it's Nikolaus, it's a time where the little children, they get their Nikolaus gifts, and it's a little celebration, nothing big, but actually I have not been at home for most of the celebrations. I know many of you know what I'm talking about, missing birthdays, missing important dates for the children because we are on the road with other people. And having this understanding at home, I think, is something very, very important and valuable. And we have two beautiful kids. Our daughter Anna, she's 12 years old, and Paul, our boy, is 15. So very interesting ages. They are now coming into an age where, you have like serious conversations, and traveling together is really lots of fun. So we are making the best out of it. And they love what I do. And they are already always very excited. And when I went down here now to my office again, because I was just preparing dinner for them, and I said, I have a call now with a team from South Africa. Yeah, my boy was asking questions. Wow, South Africa, that's so far away. What will you talk to the people? And I said, it will just be like a normal conversation. And, he thinks like we are having presentations, and no, it's just like getting to know each other. And yeah, they are very exciting, and they're greeting all of you as well. Why I am where I am in this business, why I love direct selling, network marketing, it's for me very clear. It's a purpose-driven business, and I think finding a purpose and following a purpose in life is perhaps the biggest gift you can have when we talk about profession and earning money with that. I think what the direct selling industry is offering to the world, for everybody who is not a 9-to-5 person, but perhaps a 24-hour person sometimes, and sometimes not working at all person, a more flexible approach to life is something so important in today's world. And the great thing is getting more and more important, which is amazing. And we see like the world is actually turning into our direction more and more, and not only from the work approach, but also, when we think about, I love areas where effort matches income, and not income matches your connection to the boss or the level you jumped in, but that you can really do something and get something. And in our industry, this is so clear and fair. And I've seen so many people around the world who were who went this whole journey from their first conversation about enrolling somebody, getting somebody into their team, until being one of the biggest leaders in this world. And having no ceiling is something very interesting, I think, you know, and this is something that industry is really shouting out to the world. And you will see more and more people will join this industry. We see the developments in the world, how inconsistent the economies are, how difficult life is from time to time. And our industry offers a real alternative to really jumping on the normal job market and trying to get the next gig. And for me, that's something that will be more and more important when we are moving into the next years. And, you know, when you think about why Lifewave, you know, I've been in 3 companies in my life, and I've been around, I would say. But when I think about Lifewave, I had the pleasure of meeting David Schmidt in person before I joined the company. And actually, this was such a mind-blowing moment that I will most likely never forget in my life. Sitting together with David Schmidt an hour is like, it's so valuable, and it's blowing your mind, and it's opening your mind for so many things that you have never been thinking about. And then putting this into a company where you think about what is important in a company today. It's actually vision, and it's like having an idea of the next 10 to 20 years. People who can do this, people who can think like that, are actually the leaders of today and the leaders of tomorrow. And there are just a few on this planet who can do this. When you saw him on the convention, his conversation on the stage, what he's talking about, where he's actually living already in a place that is like 15 years a part of where we are existing right now. It's incredible. And, you know, coming from a business point, for a network marketing, direct selling company, it's extremely important to have a product pipeline, to have an exciting product pipeline ahead, and not just sticking to the now all the time, but moving forward. And what David is portraying when he's talking about our products, damn, this is so exciting. Actually, and anybody who's not signing up immediately to this is an idiot, actually, because we are creating the future, and being part of that movement is incredible, you know. And if we think about business and then think about society, the movement that society is in today's world, things are changing, questions are different. We say self-care is the new healthcare. This is the claim that you hear a lot, and yet that's true. You know, people start asking themselves, should I eat pills all my life, or is there perhaps a better way of being healthy and energized? And also here, I would say the world is coming into our direction and not moving away from us, because from what we offer, it's exactly what the world is asking for right now. And you see the development. It's actually all over the world. It's the same development, and people are getting more curious, and they want answers to their questions. And I think Lifewave is a company that is actually offering that. And if I would have to invent a product that is perfect for the industry and is the perfect fit for a functioning system, because I think that's something we should be clear about. It's very important to have a functioning system if you want to build a company like that. You know, it's not only about a great product and a good idea. the question is the system fitting? And then I would ask you, this is actually the perfect product for this industry and for the world. So it's connecting the world with this industry and is a perfect product that is building a system on its own. X39, I would say, is the best product that we have. And again, if I would have to invent or answering the question, which would be the best product to start an industry, I would definitely not say, bring up a pill, bring up a lipstick, bring up a whatever it is. You all know what I'm talking about. Come up with this and you are golden, because then you empower all the people around you to build a system and build a successful business. And then actually the company is building. Enough about me. What I actually wanted to do on this call is first and foremost to thank you. And I really mean it. I know you've been through a lot over the years in South Africa, and we see Lifewave is, even though it's a grown company, it's actually still in a startup phase. When we look at Europe, Middle East, Africa, the region that I inherited, we have a lot of work to do. I'm very honest. And as George mentioned, we cannot just open a country like this and then just get it started. It's not so easy. But from the first moment when I had my conversations with Alex, I had my conversations with George and your leaders, it was very clear to me that this company has a lot to give to you, because you have been holding through for a very, very long time. You have heard promises left and right that were not fulfilled. And actually, that's the last that you should have. And I'm very sorry about that. But one thing I can tell you, I'm here together with my team to really fix this and proper open South Africa so that you can build a proper business on a very solid foundation. And that's a promise.
So tell, if you would, Christian, some of the things which are involved, which makes this a visit to get to know people and not yet the official opening.
Yeah.
Explains, if you would be kind enough, some of the things that you are working on to put into place over the next months, and your vision for the next year, 2 years for South Africa and for Europe.
So what we are doing right now is actually we put together an execution plan on formalizing countries. And formalizing countries means having a proper opening of a country that's mostly from regulatory perspective, opening entities, getting the proper registration for the products that we sell. Then per country, there are different rules and regulations that you have to follow. For example, in South Africa, very important that we use the local currency, that we set up the right IT systems, and all of that. It's a very, very long list that comes together. So from an international perspective, we are actually dependent on IT resources. This is one of the biggest areas where we are dependent on. And the rest is more like, bureaucratic, lawyer, legal work that has to be done. But these two streams are very important. And if these two streams are set correctly, then we can build up a very strong foundation that you can build on for the future. And I think it's very important, and it's actually time to do that. Lifewave is working on a new IT system. So we will have to wait until this IT system is in place. It's a worldwide initiative. And the moment the colleagues are ready, it's a big project that is starting actually in December, January. And then when the team is ready and has everything set up, then we can jump and work on our part. So we actually have to wait for them to be ready before we can do our job. That's why, as George said, calma. This will not happen tomorrow. I'm envisioning the second half of 2026, and how fast in this window we will let you know. But one thing is very clear: you are, from a priority perspective, very, very much on top of the list. And we are going through this process with a lot of countries around the area: Europe, Middle East, Africa, Australia, New Zealand. There are many, many countries that we need to formalize. Yeah, this is actually what we will do over the next 2 years with most of the countries. But then we have the foundation in place to really get loud, because this is what we need to do. We need to be loud. Everybody needs to know about us. Everybody needs to know about the product. What I'm looking at is also to have local support for you guys. That means a local sales manager on the ground, and additional sales support that can really also help you drive your calls, do events, you know, what you would actually expect from a grown-up company. So everything that you have been actually waiting for or expecting will be coming. Okay, just give me enough time. Alex is working very, very hard to get everything ready. And the moment the areas we are dependent on will be done, we will just run like crazy and make it happen. Okay.
Super. Super. So, has somebody got a question that they want to ask very specific? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have questions about how the compensation plan is going from your perspective, from the company's view. How has that been for you, and is there anything you could add on that just before we?
Yes, actually, I have to start then earlier again when I had my conversation with David Schmidt before I joined the company, because this was one part of the conversation. And this is also where I have to mention Meredith, who is an amazing trooper for this company. She's really like turning this world upside down and making a real network marketing company out of this company. Without her, we wouldn't move this fast, that's for sure. And having the conversation with her and David, and looking at the compensation plan that we are now bringing into place, this was for me one of the arguments where I said I want to be here, because you know I always was involved in this industry, and I've been always on international meetings where all the big companies are, and where you have the conversations of, hey, what are you doing? What is happening in the industry and all of that. You know, you see a trend in this industry where many companies are doing compensation plan changes actually for one reason: to save money, to put more money in their own pocket, increase their profitability, and take it away from the leaders. And second, a trend that you see is they are moving away from the industry into affiliate marketing. This is a trend you see all over the world. A lot of big companies have been doing these steps. Some have been doing it like in a hiding way, but it's obvious that they are doing it for one reason, and this is not paying commissions and saving money. And the moment I saw the new compensation plan, the Comp Plan 2.0, I was impressed that David and Meredith are putting such a strong commitment to the industry, because this is something very unique. And I think looking at what is happening in the industry around the world, and then having a company like Lifewave putting such a strong statement out there with this compensation plan, with the promise of moving funds to the front end of the business, which is perhaps the most important piece of this whole artwork that we call compensation plan, because we need the people to earn money early and fast. This is the most important thing in our industry. And this is perhaps the most discussed part in our industry, because many people don't like our industry because they say, hey, you're working your ass off. Sorry for the word, sorry for my French. You're working very, very hard, but you don't get the dime over. And I think that's the most important step of the compensation plan. And looking at compensation plan changes, I've been through a few. One of the most important point is don't start judging in the first week. Okay, that's a very important thing, because you cannot with the let's say with the work of the past in a new reality compensation plan, you cannot judge the outcome. So whatever you are asking yourselves questions about, give yourself 6 to 8 weeks and just do the business. And after that, you will find out that the changes or the things you were asking questions about before are not existing anymore, because what you need to do now is to work the plan. That's the only thing you need to do. And how to work a plan? Enroll people. And whatever plan you have around this word, enrolling people is the #1 driver for each compensation plan. Everything else will work on its own. I think we have amazing training material, George, when you think about what we are offering on the back office. I would use these videos back and forth to understand the compensation plan. And I would say nothing less than in the next 6 weeks, your whole business can change if you start working now.
I would add, guys, we got Black Friday coming up, and then we have Christmas. Last year there was a Christmas offer, so no doubt there will be a Christmas offer this year. So those are two big moments to drive points, to drive volume, and to have people ranking up and get points for the Budapest trip. That's #1. But I will say this, corporate made the plan. And Emily Barr and other people, they worked on it. And if you've listened to them, they have envisaged it, they've made it. And from their point of view, it's one thing. From our point of view, we're in the field and we're working it. We're developing our teams under this new compensation plan, and we're understanding it as we go. Because it's kind of hard to put it all in your head in one go, even though I like to do that myself. So I would say this, with the old compensation plan, some of you have heard me say this and some of you haven't. With the old compensation plan, I thought I understood it, and it did something I didn't expect. So I would call up Ireland and say, hey, what happened? Oh, okay, now I understand it. And then it did something else I didn't expect. And I called up Ireland again. And I went round this routine over about 2 to 3 months before I could say, okay, now I understand it. And we will go through exactly that. I would just give an example. With Sandy, who's there, Sandy Feast, we had a call the other day, and I went through her back office with her and showed her things that I'd seen that she hadn't seen, but totally changed her view on the plan. So, the other one you could sort of see in a straight line. But this plan, actually, I feel it's like a series of grids, one on top of the other. And you have to kind of move yourself to wherever a person is to actually see what they are seeing and what they can do, and wherever somebody is, to look forward 2 steps and to look back 2 steps. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but I'm very willing to do calls with different team leaders to help them to understand and be able to transmit, because this plan actually does tell you pretty much exactly what you need to do to get to the next rank.
Yeah, but you said an important thing, George. Yes, Black Friday is around the corner, and yes, Christmas is coming as well. Actually, the question is, until then, and this is a bit more than a week now left, until then, how many people can I contact who are actually already in my team and still sleepy, because only if they are awake, I will be able to create volume. So the volume of tomorrow depends on the contacts of today, and thinking about the opportunity that we have and moving into such a period with a new plan is amazing, because end of November and then going into December, you can have an incredible movement. And that means, this movement means a good start into 2026. So this is already, we are actually now already executing the start into a great 2026. And that's why for me today is like all about contact in the teams to see who is there, who has not reacted, who can I call. The more people I activate right now, the more people will be there when we are moving and starting into 2026, which will be a great year, that's for sure, especially for South Africa.
And if I can jump in, you know, while everybody's starting to wind down for their December holidays, this is just the beginning for us, because we've got these two incredible events starting. And then we've got people in holiday mode. And what happens when people are in holiday mode? They are more open to listening to new ideas. So let's take this energy and go big in December. If you're feeling tired, draw on an inner strength, because December is where things get really exciting if you're not in holiday mode.
Absolutely, Candice. My first year, I know other teams stopped doing calls, and I did calls all the way through Christmas and New Year. We didn't do public holidays, but we went all the way through. I did the same last year, and it made such a difference, because if you slow down, you're going to put your business back 4 or 6 weeks, depending on how much you slow down. But it's not just those 4 or 6 weeks, it's cumulative. So you're actually setting yourself back months. You don't want to do that. So Candice and I are going to keep doing calls all the way through Christmas.
Yep.
New Year. So, and then obviously we're all this is a team. Some of us are going to Vegas for beginning of January. And if you're not, you want to be on those calls with Steve and Gina. You want to have virtual tickets, because you want to get motivated to start the year. Christian, are you coming to Vegas?
Not that I know.
I know Meredith's coming, and Janine, probably Geraldo, George.
Oh, wow.
I am.
Des and I'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah, fantastic.
So guys,
Christian, sorry, George, if I can just jump in on the back of Merle saying something there, and just say, Christian, first of all, nice to chat to you again. Thanks very much for putting your money where your mouth is. You know, you made the commitment. You said to us a couple of months ago, yeah, we think we can come, and this is showing it, that all the intentions that everybody was suspicious about or had concerns about, you just put them all to bed. Lifewave corporate's coming, and they're going to show everybody what we're in for, and it's only going to be good things.
Thank you, much appreciated. And it all happened together with you guys, so you know, it's a good conversation, and you know, just being connected and working in the same direction. And I'm also speaking here in the name of Alex, who is like incredibly supportive, and he's really leaning in for you guys. Like, you have no idea. He's really fighting hard in the interest of South Africa, I can promise you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Christian. Last thing. I've got a couple of items here that are discolored and are starting to delaminate. Can you put me in touch with somebody?
Fantastic. Oh, great. Yeah, it's lifelong, huh?
Lifelong later, maybe.
Of course, yeah. When I come down, you know, I'll take them with me. I will find somebody for you.
Thank you.
I wondered where you'd gone to when he got up just now.
so look, I think we can hang on to Christian for a little bit more. Yes, we can keep you for a little bit more if somebody has a question that they would like to ask Christian.
Christian, I've got a question. You know, I know that there's so much red tape, but one of the questions we get asked all the time is, when are we getting skincare? When are we getting the supplements? And, you know, I know, again, with the red tape, but it's just nice to hear it from you and not one of us.
Yeah, no, and it's also, you know, Candice, a very good question. And this is also part of, there's always a way to do these things, but I have to be very honest. I just like the one way, which is the right and the legal way, because I've seen companies, pushing product into markets without registration, without, not in the proper way. And then, they were risking the business for all their people just because of a product. And for me, it's very important that we set up the entity, what we are doing right now in South Africa, that we can really officially register the products in the right way, go through all the steps of the registration processes with the lawyers, and then launch the product. Because, I think the company owes it to you that it's done right, and not that you start to sell a product that is then taken away from you 2 weeks after because somebody's not happy with the ingredients. And as David, David is he owns 200 patents and more. This is out of this world. I can tell you, I've been in companies before where it was very, very difficult to just get one patent with the help of 10 lawyers. Yeah. David has 200 patents in his pocket and is actually most likely planning for the next 50. Who knows? But the things that he's bringing up are not like, from the shelf. It's actually very sophisticated formulas that you have to go through, processes that you have to go through, testings and everything. And some countries are more difficult than others to do that. But I'm actually committed to go through, of course, Alavida and Celergise, to really go through the process. And that's why I cannot promise that, it can happen that the authorities say, hey, no. But from what I know today is that Celergise is a positive for South Africa. And Alavida, we will also, of course, give it a try. But again, we have to open the entity. We have to get the registration done. After that, we can start our work. But that's part of the package, of course, Candice.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
And then,
Well,
Christian, another question we are asked all the time is people with family members across the borders. So Zimbabwe, Botswana. Today I was asked about Nigeria, although that is not just across the border. And people are wanting to know if they're going to ever be able to distribute legally into those countries without making plans, like the strange plans they make now.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And also here, I think Africa can be the strongest continent of this company if we do it right. Moving into all this, I've been through a list of how many countries actually are running under Europe, Middle East, Africa, Australia, New Zealand. It's actually 140 different countries with most likely 110 or 20 different legislations and all of that. So it would be actually more hurting us than helping us in moving upwards from South Africa, because the strategic decision is we focus on South Africa, we make South Africa successful and right, and then we move upwards. Yeah, the continent better than I do, but there are countries where there is really promising business opportunity. Other countries are offering more problems than solutions. So we have to be careful as well where we want to move. Also, talking about South Africa, I'm thinking about business model, pricing, things that we have to think about, how to approach a continent like Africa. So timeline I cannot give you. I don't see it at this point of time. I'm not thinking about it. I have detected the promising countries of the future already, but this is nothing that is happening within the next 2 years or something. We have to focus now on South Africa only and make it right. I would really love to take a look at the business model, at the pricing model, what we can squeeze perhaps left and right to get just the mass market moving, because it's such a great opportunity we are sitting on already. So let's take a look how we build this up. But this is for me something 3 to 5 years in the future, when we are stable enough and we can manage out of South Africa. Would be the strategy would be then moving up.
And if I can just add, there's a lot of expats that are living in South Africa. So I met a Romanian team that is very successful that live in the UK. So you can still tap into other nationalities that are living here, but don't go across the borders, because I had somebody that I signed up in Panama and she'd organized a forwarding agent and she got away with it for 8 months, and then compliance got hold of her. And I told it was devastating. I mean, luckily we managed to find somebody that she knew in America and she can still get her product. But if she wouldn't have been able to order again, I would have felt absolutely awful that, you know, I'd introduced patches to her for 8 months and then she wouldn't have been able to use them again. So I know it's tempting, especially when people are begging for the business. But Christian's got a point, and I'll just reiterate. He said it can hurt Lifewave more than assist Lifewave. And it's so important that we remember that.
Yeah, and it's exactly what you say, Candice. It's actually, you know, you want to do good to people, and actually you're doing bad, because they are starting to build a future and suddenly they are just taken down by compliance for a reason, because it's dangerous for the company, and then they lose everything they have been built, and that's not fair, you know. And anyway, there will be very clear rules communicated very soon about business in other countries.
Could you, are you able to elaborate on what you just said about rules going to be clear very soon?
No. Now it's actually about which countries are actually officially open, so that you know, if you want to build business in other countries, that you know that there's an official business and an open business, an authorized business over there. Which countries are actually not open but still supported and we can ship into without legal risk, and then which countries are perhaps not open at all and not to touch, and then which countries are restricted, where you might get in big problems when you touch these countries. And I think that's it's important that the company is also communicating this, so that you know and feel safe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. I think that was really important, because it's something we get asked almost every day. We keep saying don't touch them, but it's better coming from you.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, of course. You know, but the opportunity is amazing, and everybody just wants to go out there and just move but yeah, we have to just follow also some rules and do not destroy great ground for the future just because we stick to the moment.
So there's a question in the chat, and you kind of alluded to it, but the question is from Cecilia: when South Africa is officially open, will the products become more affordable to the average South African?
That's a good question, Cecilia. And actually, it's coming back to what I said about the business model. I'm convinced that we have to take a look, especially for South Africa, into the business model and how we sell our product today. I'm sure that, you know, we will not sell the X39 now for half of the price. There is one price, a worldwide price, but I think we can take a look at the approach, how we sell the product, how we use the product. Perhaps, you know, we have these 10 packs, we have other opportunities that we have to think about, because for me, it's actually about how we reach the most amount of people. And one thing I learned from my early days in South Africa was that pricing has to be right. And if pricing is right in this country, then yeah, sky is the limit.
Watch out, Ireland Distribution Centre. That's all I can say.
Yeah, so let's look into this, but it's a bigger discussion because at this point of time, the company has one pricing model, one business model around the world, and I'm sure nobody's very keen on now starting individual business models, but this is something it will evolve, and we are looking into it, definitely. Yeah.
So I think this call for everybody has been very, very helpful, because to hear from you, you're looking for the EMEA interest from each one of the different countries, and you're giving the vision for the next year, 2, 3 within Lifewave, but to actually come and talk to everybody, and for everybody to hear these things. Some of these conversations we've had with you in person, but for everybody to hear that before you're coming to visit in Johannesburg is, I think, very, very powerful. I hope everybody agrees that.
I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. I'm so much looking forward meeting all of you. Hopefully, I cannot wait. It's just around the corner. So see you very, very soon. And please take the chance and use the next the next days are really valuable. And if you really see the next 6 weeks in front of you and think about what can happen in 2026, it's actually a magic moment that we are in right now. And I really don't want you to miss it. So take a look into your teams, take a look at the people who you have not been talking for a while. There is a huge opportunity in the next 6 weeks. And this can change everything for the start into the year and for 2026. And for all of you, I wish you all the best. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christian. Can I just add one thing? We've got like a week and just over a week left of the month. Well, just more than a week. And if you want to go to dinner with Christian in Johannesburg and you're in South Africa, you need to be signing up as many brand partners as you can, because the 10 people who sign up the most brand partners get to go to dinner with Christian and Alex and us. So, and you really do want to meet Christian and put like around a dinner table as opposed to in an auditorium with loads of people. So just remember that. Get signing.
Yeah, very much looking forward to the dinner. Great.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic. Hey, have a great evening, everyone. Looking forward to meeting you. Thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciated.
Thanks, Christian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you,
And
guys.
thank you, George, for organizing.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, George.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. And let's make this big. Let's make this huge, and let's take advantage. You know, I was on a call with some people the other day, and they were a little bit the compensation plan. I said, well, I'm not going anywhere, and I don't think any of you are. So we are at the beginning of the next phase of Lifewave. And what I would say is this: I was talking with a person today who's about to come in. She'd never heard of the old compensation plan. She was only hearing about the new compensation plan, and she was blown away. So I'll leave that in your minds.
Oh, yeah. You can't have them on a call and not recognize them and say hello.
Who's here?
Javi and Olga.
Oh, Javi, yes. Hi, Javi. And Javi, do you want to come and jump in? You may or may not. Do you want to come and say something?
Well, we just wanted to peek in to say hi and see how our beautiful people in South Africa and Mallorca were doing. And it was very nice to hear everyone speak, because I looked at how it was like, they are kicking it. We've got true leaders here. And the fact that South Africa is going to take it to the next, we're going to get to the next, whatever you want to call that next is very exciting. And I'm very excited for all of you. Candace, I'm watching you shine, and I'm gleaming from within. I'm gleaming from within. You look beautiful. I'm so proud of you, Deb. I'll get my husband on, because I'm just going to start telling everybody how beautiful they are. So
love you, Olga.
I love you.
Well, guys, listen, we were on the call from the beginning and we love to see people lead and the growth that's happening in this group. I mean, we haven't seen our faces for a while because you want to know something? When the new enhancement program was launched, we got to work too. We just don't sit back. We right now we're out to lunch. We get out of the house and we strategize on what we're doing the next day and the next day after that. Every day, we say what we're doing wrong and we say what we're doing right, and then we pivot and then we execute. Now, the fact that South Africa is now on the spotlight of corporate and corporate's going to you to bring the event to you, everyone should capitalize on that. Okay, George is doing an event in Cape Town. You should be capitalizing on that.
Yes.
Lifewave goes from your head to your heart as you see to an event. This business is growing from event to event to event. I'm telling you, take this seriously. I say this all the time. I'm like a broken record. I tell people when we started in South Africa, if you duplicate what we show you, you will make as much money as you want to make. You will travel the world, and the rest is going to be history. And there's leaders here who are proving just that. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the network marketing guru, but I think Olga and I know what the hell we're doing. Okay, and the people who duplicated that, everything comes into fruition. I just became a professional copycat.
I learned from the
Just
best.
become a professional copycat. South Africa is on the spotlight right now. Can you guys be number one again? 100%.
Yeah.
But that all depends on you. Each one of you contribute to that. Each one of you is not a one-man show. It's not a George show. It's not a Candace show. It's not a Merlin Dev show. They're leaders. It's all done collaborating as a whole, as a team.
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't hear when Kirsten said this is about performance-based compensation plan, we're not here to sit on our asses and it's not going to be done by itself. Okay. If you treat it like a business, you're going to get paid like it. And if you treat it like a hobby, guess what? It's going to get paid that way. And I know you guys don't want to treat this like a hobby. All right. So for those who are still on this call, my hat goes off to you. Okay. And those you guys are the ones who are going to make the difference in South Africa. You're one person away from the change of a lifetime. One person away. And I'll say this and I'll end it with this and I'll give it to my beautiful wife.
Well, I think I said it a lot.
Okay. If each one of you, and you put this in the comments, Okay, the answer. If you have to, Karen, I'm talking to you. Okay, Karen and Tanya, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Clematis. I'm talking to you too. Deb, don't hide your mouth. I'm talking to you too. Okay. If you have to speak to 900 people, okay, this is putting things into perspective here. If you have to speak to 900 people to find 12 good ones to create $1 million a year business, would you do it? I want you to think about that question. I'm going to ask again. If you had to speak to 900 people to find 12 good people who would duplicate the same to create $1 million a year, would you do it? Guess what? That's the business.
Yes.
And we haven't even spoke to 900 people yet. And we already put in a couple of melons. Okay. Now, you have to be okay with the word no.
Yeah.
If you're not, then this business is not
Not
for
for
you.
you.
I'll be honest with you. Okay. You have to be okay with the word no. And if you're a dude, you should be used to the word no anyway. All right. So all I'm saying is that, guys, come out, crush this. It's all about what you have here. Okay. It's what you have here is what people follow. Get people to that event. Corporate is investing in you, invest in yourself. All right.
I wish I was at that event. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, we have a vacation plan. We already paid for it, so we would have been
Otherwise, we
there in
would've been there.
February.
It's a big vacation. You'll see, because you know I post all over Instagram, so you'll notice what I'm doing. But it's a big vacation, and I really feel very terrible for not being there. But I will say one thing. We were having a conversation with Georgie this morning. Love you, Georgie. And Georgie was speaking, and we talk a lot, and we talk about all different things in life, and it doesn't have to necessarily be business, but we spoke, and I said, you know, George, what we have in our hands right now, we've talked about this, maybe not this particular conversation, but we always talk about it. What we have our hands on is what, like Saeed Hernandez said, it's the cookie. We've got our hands on the cookie. And the truth is, guys, I think most of us are so damn scared of the word no. When we hear somebody say the word no, we literally get, we're handicapped. It's the worst thing in the world. I had somebody join, there was one of our personals. She came in, she was excited, she was ready to go. She called her first person. The first person told her it was a pyramid scheme. She called me, how do I get my money back?
So like Javi says, out of 900 people that you talk to get 12 good ones, is it worth it for you to have a life of freedom? I thank God every single day that my husband built this under my nose. Can you imagine? Every day I hear him talking to a woman. I love my husband. I trust my husband, but let's be realistic. I'm talking to Linda Sanchez. If you don't know who Linda Sanchez is, she's my dearest and bestest friend and business partner now. I love her and adore her. Beautiful woman. And Linda was on the phone with him every day. I was like, who's Linda? And then after 3 months, he actually opened up the back office and he showed what he created in just 3 months. And I thought we were rich. And that was a 10% of what we're making right now. I was okay with that. It just it was like a ripple effect. The momentum built so quickly, so incredibly quickly, that we got to this place before we even knew it. And that I have it in my hands and that I'm able to see other people create the same type of financial freedom. Listen, I know we've got our hands on the greatest tool and piece of technology ever. We have the greatest man putting together this piece of technology. If you listen to David once, you're like this.
Oh yeah.
You're so smart.
In
Tell me
Anaheim,
more.
in Anaheim,
I wrote down everything.
Yeah, and, you know, he said a lot of stuff scientifically. I understand nothing he was saying.
Yeah,
I just look at
but it all sounded
good.
good. It sounded good, right?
He said some good stuff.
He said some
I
great
didn't
stuff.
understand it, and
But
I'm not going to duplicate it because
I
can't
am
sound like
duplicating it. I am,
You know?
but in the physical form. So I'm working on myself to become stronger, healthier, and to have longevity in my life because I want longevity. I've got to raise a child. My son has special needs. This mother cannot go anywhere. She's got to be here for a long time. And knowing what we have our hands on has given me that peace of mind, as we say. And I know that I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing. And watching, like, you know, I remember when Merle came in, and her and Javi were like stuck
Your phone number.
hip to
Oh, you
hip,
don't need my email?
working
I want your
tirelessly to get
Give me
to
a
where they are. And I look at Merle's life now, and you know, if you don't know Merle and you see her husband with her, going with her to all these places, and they're spending weeks and weeks on end, and he's taking off, no pay, does that say something or what? That means Merle and her family have found financial freedom. Sandy Feast, when I hear her story, I get so spunked up with Sandy. Sandy, to me, is the fire in this group. She is the fire in this group. And she's exactly what This Is It and Lifewave needed. And having her as my dear friend, I love her. Happy birthday, Eric. We love you. We love you dearly, Eric. I know you're there, so you hear me. I love you.
Thank you.
Sweet
Happy
man.
birthday.
But I'm so incredibly proud of you guys. And
Thank you.
just so you know, I'm not going to go into it too long, but this has changed everything. I said no. 3 months later, I said, what do I do to make this work? And my husband taught me. And you know what? My husband, I'm not afraid to say, my husband is still teaching me. And I take the honor of saying that because I have the most amazing, look who my leader is. How lucky am I? We make each other crazy. It's hard working with your partner. It is. Sometimes it can be, you know, we're together 24/7, but we know what we're doing this for. We're doing this for our family, for our legacies, and to see us grow together with you, spending time with Merle this summer, coming to my house in Florida, you know, having dinner together, dancing, unwinding, having good old times. I've done it with Merle, God knows how many times, in Candace and Sandy. So this is just the beginning. I don't want to stop doing it. I want you to know me from the inside out. Like, that's Olga. I love Olga. And Merle, I love you. Sandy, I love you. Candace, everyone here that's building, that's Deb. I know who you are just because I forgot Georgie, of course, you know, my bestie. Georgie and I are special. But guys, I love you all, and I could see great things happening here. And it's exciting. It's exciting. So here's Javi, because I gotta keep going.
Javi actually drove up to my house.
Yeah, that was a scary
You know, he
drive
doesn't
up.
ever want to do it again.
Yeah, but you know
again.
what? I never saw him so relaxed when he got there.
He was relaxed.
Why?
He didn't have to deal with me, and he didn't have to deal with that damn little narrow road.
I've got a windy road, and you know, these guys, they go in and out of New York daily or every week, at least twice, which is a nightmare. And I've got a 12-kilometer little windy road with.
Very scary.
Worst 12 minutes of my life.
Worst.
Anyway, guys, listen, I'm proud of you.
Down next time, George.
I'm going to hand it back to the leadership here. We just want to come and say
We love
hi.
you guys. So proud.
Okay,
so
it's
proud.
your life.
Come on.
You guys do
Let's
what you want
do
to do.
this. Let's
I
do this.
think you miss South Africa.
We do. We'll be back.
We will. We're going to take
I thought
Alex
so.
with us this time. Alex is coming with us.
Yeah.
Yay.
He's been talking about animals, so we've got to take him over there because he wants to see giraffes and lions in South Africa. So I got to do something special for him. But I love you all.
When you're ready,
Let's do this.
I'll be ready for
Love
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Well, thanks so much, George, for organizing that. That's incredible. I'm super excited, that's for sure.
Good night.
Hey, Eric. I didn't know it was today.
Happy birthday, sir.
Should we sing for you?
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Harry.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
See you all soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Travel
George.
safely, George.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Look forward to seeing many of you in Johannesburg
And
And
Yeah.
And Cape Town.
and
Yeah.
Cape Town.
Take care, everybody.
God
Bye,
bless.
guys.
Bye-bye. I'm trying to
Bye.
find the right buttons here.
Yeah, stop the recording, George.
Yeah. Okay. Stop the recording. Thank you.